So the name's Agame. And if you ain't awake, you dumb as fuck. Cause with a name like Game, every stage expect to level up. What is poppin', YouTube? I am back with the second official installment of Agame Reviews. Breaking down the best in battle rap by a battle rapper for the battle rappers. Before we begin, I'd like to make a disclaimer. I own none of the footage being presented here today. All footage rights go to Ruin Your Day, Avocado, etc., etc. Fair use, copyright claim stuff, you know, the basic liabilities. I own none of this. All rights go to Ruin Your Day and everyone else involved with the Alaskan battle rap scene. But today, I am breaking down AWR versus Cutface. This was a recommendation made to me by the homie Cutface after he saw my review from Geodefinite versus Cutface. He felt like he wanted a little bit of a redemption for himself and felt like this was one of his more key defining performances. So, you know what we do here? I'm going to be the judge of that. Like I said, another disclaimer for you. If you're not here for high analysis, breaking down bars, frequent pauses, this, that, and the sort, this content is not for you. I'm here to break down the battle in full and pick a winner round by round. Now that being said, shout out to the homie Cutface, shout out to the homie AWR. I'm cool with him from my previous alignment with Diamond Dollar Entertainment, but like I said, no dog in the fight. I'm going to pick this unbiased. Shout out to everyone else in the Alaskan battle rap scene. Shout out to the legend in the center of the screen here, the homie, well, not the homie because I've never met him personally, but the living legend, Lush One. He is a battle rap hosting legend. But that being said, let's get into this.
You feel me? We in Sitka, but when I'm with your bitch, I'ma reverse that. I'ma take Sitka and make her, she can sit on my face and twerk that. You feel me? Can I get a ooh no?
Ooh no?
Yeah, not so slim with the tilted brim. We about to go crazy. This one is too hard for the motherfucking radio. They getting faded and X-rated on my left-hand side. Let them know who the fuck you is. Representing the Juggalos, who's you?
I am AWR. I'm from Juneau, Alaska. Sitka, we out here.
Yeah, that. Ease off some of that, that. And on my right-hand side, you feel me, Mac Miller's grandson, who is you?
CP the Beast, a.k.a. Cutface, keeping a cutthroat, most stuck battler in the lower 360. Shout out 99.7 Miami and 102.8 Los Angeles for kickstarting the wave of stations bumping my track, Icy. Go check that out wherever you listen to your shitty-ass fucking music.
CBC shit.
Turn up, shout out to Cutface, a.k.a. CP the Beast. Go run up that track, Icy. I'll leave a link in the comments.
Turn it the fuck up.
CBC.
Okay, I'm juice right here. Round one, I forget who won you won the coin toss, right? So, my boy, talk your shit.
I know we were all thinking this battle would happen faster, but we all know AWR is just another whack rapper. I know someone already acronymed your name, but just to prove that weapon's mine, I had that bar written down before you backed down, the second time. You say it's because Glenn set you up with battles, but aren't you your own man? You can't get your fucking rivalry match out of the way and be a grown man. But the real bitch move is that we were supposed to battle on that THC event, and you said no can do. First it was a 2-on-2, then you said no to a man-on-man too. That's all wrong, and no man does that who still has his balls on him. So fuck anyone on Facebook saying he's a villain or slay me. He ain't nothing but a grown man acting like a bitch like Dylan Mulvaney.
I like the introduction that he's going for with the whole creating the history for the battle that should have happened a long ass time ago between Cutface and AWR. This battle has been set for a very long time. A bunch of battles that were supposed to happen did not happen, 2v2s, etc., kind of setting the tone that it seemed like AWR is trying to duck the smoke. I like this approach from Cutface, especially setting off the first round to kind of have that as momentum building towards anything that AWR is going to try to say, because why didn't you just say it when we were first initially supposed to be locked in?
You ain't the bar king, you just barking like shih tzus. But you don't want to bite because I'll give you a colder roundhouse than an igloo. I'll hit you with a new magazine every day of the week. That's the issue. You bet you diss me in your round and let Hush and Glenn hold me back for a year. That's a bitch move.
Now that's facts. Also, I like he's punching a lot more consistently in this battle, I'd argue, than he was punching against Geodefinite in the last battle. Again, they are more surface level, kind of, shit like Shih Tzus or the cooler roundhouse like an igloo. I mean, that's a real nice way to word that punch. I feel like it's been said time and time, but that is a really unique way to word that punch, all things considered. It's a very solid start from Cutface so far.
Fuck it, I'll attack their whole team because EFA. Everyone's fucking awful. Enough with the acronym names. That shit'll get y'all fucking jostled. And bro, I fucking hate your names, but what rhymes with hate your name? Grayson's gay. THC killed you, but you got more damage coming. The only relevance you have in battle rap is that you look like you could be Organic's cousin. Initially, I had 4-minute rounds for this faggot. But then 2 months later, I get told it's limited to 2 minutes. Somewhat late notice, dude, isn't it? So I had to cut that 4 in half and let the deuce hit him.
That was nice. That was fire. I cut that 4 in half and let the... Yeah, that was fire.
Cause this bitch is a fag, but he speaks like he's godly. Says shit like he'll blast with the piece and cop a body. Well, bitch, I got a steak in a bag bringing heat like some Takis. Maybe if you knew how to rap, the viewers would lose less retention. I want every fan of his to understand that this dude's dead accepted. Your career is short seen like some bad depth perception. You overuse one-syllable rhyme schemes. You use the most simple wordplay and overuse one-syllable rhyme schemes. Open your eyes. The skill gap between us is clear as Visine. Someone messaged me saying that I should bet AWR backs out and his account's empty of money, but no, I'm dyslexic. I read that wrong. It said A Ward keeps backing out against MT money. Time.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about that in the Geodefinite versus Cutface battle with the A Ward backing out on MT money. Again, like I said in the previous video, there's a lot of history behind that. If y'all want to hear my side of the story from a person who's been booked on the same card as that battle multiple times, we can run into that. Now, that being said, very solid first round from Cutface. I do see what he was saying, that I think this is a much more polished performance, pause if necessary, a much more well-rounded performance, all things considered, comparative to his performance against Geodefinite. A lot better energy, a lot more frequent punching, a lot more well-creative punching, the, as I like to call it, world building he did with the whole AWR was ducking smoke for the longest time type concept. Overall, a very solid first round from Cutface, excuse me. Very solid first round from Cutface. Bottom of the first, AWR.
Shots fired! Right. Come on. Bottom of the first. Fight
shit,
back
bro.
home, boy.
All right. Listen up, little Corey. Let's take it back to when you used to piss yourself hearing a scary story.
Damn.
Had nightmares when it got gory. Man, this little Stan barely stood a foot tall. Seniors often mistook you for a football and threw your midget ass across the hall.
Okay.
They'd even pick him up and play keep away like he was a beach ball or a doll. Poor
I see what he's going for, the height attacks, because AWR is genuinely a few inches, pause if necessary, taller than Cutface, but I mean, it does feel kind of lackluster delivery, especially given the whole Cutface overusing one-syllable rhyme schemes, which was a well-played advantage by Cutface.
kid just trying to hang out with his parents at the mall. For this kid, 8th grade was not the place to be. Shit, even the short urinal was too tall for him to pee. So every day he was looking up at the night sky like B.O.B., wishing on an airplane like a shooting star he'd grow as tall as a tree. Even ate all of his broccoli and drank green tea. Wanted it so bad he could actually foresee. Like most little girls, she just wants to be tall enough to ride a horsey.
I like the comedic approach that he's taking with the height thing, the 4C, that was funny. I mean, it's funny, but I also feel like it is still very early in AWR's career, which I feel why his round structure is very kind of that, as Cutface was saying, one-syllable rhyme scheme type approaches.
Woke up next morning full of glee, only to discover he grew no taller than his grandmother's bonsai tree. Fast forward 20-something years later, gets kicked off a plane for rude behavior. All drunk and sluggish, acting thuggish, booze bottle fell out having trouble putting away his luggage. Drunk as a sailor causing drama, he probably rap battled a baby and bitch slapped its mama. This dude mad. He gonna grow old but won't grow, looking like Hank Hill's dad. Closest thing to you being scary, when they look at your coffin, they're gonna put you in a pet cemetery. Jokes aside, we're really not that different in height, but just enough for me to feel confident in a fight. Like when you drunk on a flight, you cause conflict, I'll punch in your chin, give them an overbite.
I mean, that also does feel like a weird admission of guilt, where it's like, oh yeah, you know, we're not that different in height, but I still feel comfortable to, like, throw hands. I mean, it's a stereotype of the bigger person being able to fight better. I always go by the mantra, it is not the size of the dog in the fight, it is the size of the fight in the dog. So, I mean, this is kind of starting to fall flat a little bit for AWR, in my opinion.
I'm out for blood. No Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, I choked my last battle. Kind of felt like I was drowning in shallow water. Like OJ's daughter. My ankle tangled in the kelps. Now I'm swimming into this bitch like Michael Phelps. You surfing in my water, I'll bite a bitch's arm off. Bethany Hamilton. Your life's a sad story. Now you can't even play a violin. You about to get all the smoke like who let the camels in? Yeah, I lost a bet. I had money to flex. I call that shit a charity expense. That's time.
All right. Let's go.
Okay, so definite first round clear to Cutface. He had more scathing energy, his punches were hitting better. I do like AWR's comedic approach to this battle, but I also do feel like a lot of his sound fell flat, and there was a lot of delivery that could have been tweaked to make it sound a little bit better. But it is also a very heavy experience battle, because I think this was like AWR's second or third battle. Quote me if I'm wrong in the comments. And Cutface had been doing this for a minute, prepping material for a long time, which gave him a major edge against AWR in this battle. First round, clear win to Cutface. Top of the second. Let's see what happens.
This what the ancestors blasted the cannons to keep the Russians away for, baby. All right, top of the second, let's go. Yeah.
First off, what is that on your teeth? Smile real quick, because it's brown. Anyway, you seem like you've never been invited to a party. You have that snooty white girl attitude. That I want to decompress in the bath after a long day and listen to Spice Girls attitude. I asked him if, look, he's as gay as it gets. I asked him if he was gay. He said, nope, straight as a dick. Let's face it. Let's face it. Dude's gay as can be. He probably gets fucked while he's making the beat. That's probably why your vocals are so bad they don't deserve the track they're on. You claim to be dope, but that's just because you leave people sleeping on you like some black hair on. My favorite part of that THC battle was when you got right in his ear and started describing your nutsack to him. Right after you reached out and pinched his nipples. What the fuck's that doing?
What the fuck is that doing? I have, can't confirm. I have not seen AWR versus THC. If y'all want to see that broken down for some reason, we can definitely discuss that. I do think that Cutface is trying to take the comedic approach now, which I do think he can play with, pause if necessary, because he had such a strong start in the first, which I feel was a great way to kind of pick and choose which rounds he was going to start with. Like, okay, the first round is really going to prove that I'm levels above him, so the second round I can kind of joke around and have a little bit more laughter in the crowd.
The only time dude's been locked up is when he got stuck in his high chair. But if he did get locked up, he let all the booty bandits touch him, so why care? Look, if you're into white boys, cut a tease right there. I'm sure he would love to meet up with you and fuck these guys. What rhymes with he likes male butt cheek size? He giving off male tongue ring vibes. Because he lets his homies hit it from the back. When it comes to taking dick, he's a veteran. He's so loose, it's easy for them to get it in. They be giving this boy more strokes than John Fetterman. Because you don't
I mean, I know the angle he's going for. It's very grind time, old school approach. That's all I can really say about it.
This boy more strokes than John Fetterman. Because you don't even ride for your homies. You just fucking ride your homies. That's probably when you battled Alex, he brought the case, so K1. Because the only time you ever raise the bar is when you're going to a gay one. Glenn tried to set us up when y'all were eating dinner, and you was running because you couldn't be an ill spitter if you had your fingers in your throat. That's why when you saw me kill Cut a T last month, you tried backing out this battle a day later because you couldn't win even if I choked. So go ahead and spit another see-through verse. Since you accuse people of being rapists, I hope you get me too'd first. Time.
Now that was a crazy way to end the round. That was fire. I mean, because AWR has made some of those accusations, as far as I'm aware, when it comes to battle rap culture. Funny second round from Cutface. Let's see if AWR could steal the round, or if Cutface's comedy is going to be too much. Pause if necessary. Bottom of the second. AWR.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this? Bottom of the second.
No, look, there it is on his tooth.
AWR. Awful, wicked, rude. This cunt calls himself Cutface because that's what he sees in the mirror in the morning after a drug and alcohol bender. His intrusive thoughts never surrender. He said he railed too many Benzinos. Doesn't remember. Completely confused. Unaware of why there's a whole mariachi band playing a Ring of Fire in their underwear. He wondered why.
That's funny as shit. That's funny as shit. Because the whole drunken alcohol stupor, you probably did some shit you probably didn't mean to do, all things considered. That's hilarious.
His asshole burns and the flames went higher. Now you tripping over a whole lot more than a lost lighter. I hit you with some goofy shit, Rob Snyder. Give him a concussion that lasts longer than 50 days. Now he talking like 10-second Tom from 50 First Dates. Hi, I'm Cutface. Hi. This loser looks like he hangs out at Fred Meyer. Probably sells alcohol to a minor. I'll punch your fucking lights out, change the bulb, make you think brighter. And by the way, your chain was fake. Only carrot to get his cake. Corey wants to be Christian. Maybe to have more discipline. Stable instead of tripping. Atheist, woke, and reckless, so I have no religion. But I swear to fucking God, I'll die of laughter the minute I fit this midget bitch in a blender. Then I'll kick...
I mean, it feels like I understand what he's going for, but it also feels like the material has been a lot of nothing. Where Cutface's approach is entirely out of left field, given for Cutface's character, but it also feels like he actually had a motive throughout the entire round, where I feel like AWR is just kind of saying shit for the sheer purpose of saying shit at this point in the round.
Swear to fucking God, I'll die of laughter the minute I fit this midget bitch in a blender. Then I'll kick his ass after like Stretch and Casper. Call me Ghostface. I'm pulling out gats for fun. And this one, a Magnum. Feeling like Red Dead Redemption when I use Deadeye. This thing will lift you up off the fucking ground. Jedi. Cutface keeping it cutthroat. My gift to you, a Colombian necktie. That's time.
All right, come on.
Okay, so you could say this is a preference round if you're really paying attention like that, but I do think it is 2-0 Cutface. Like I said, his approach is very old school, grind time, certain aggressive approaches, pause if necessary, but I also feel like his round was more well composed, well attacking AWR, where I feel like AWR's material was just much more random 2-minute or 90-second generic filler. In my personal opinion, it is 2-0 Cutface. Top of the third round on Cutface.
Oh, come on. It's getting grimy in this motherfucker.
10%.
Final round.
10% of that made sense. Only 10.
See, I called it. I do agree. Only really about 10% of that round made sense whatsoever.
His homies hype him up. That's just him getting stabbed in the back. Because they're lying to him. Telling him he's big shit. Laxative tab. He ain't even average at rap. He's actually ass. His homies told him to get back in the lab and he came through to a battle with that. You made the mistake of thinking little on my ability to speak something. I bet the flow I got is something you could never see coming. If we did a team backpack cipher, it would have you run into seat comfort. I'll beat up and treat it like a fucking knee drummer. His generic shit can't compete with this killer sound and call me Planned Parenthood because I don't kid around. Roll through, bumping Onyx in a Honda Civic, stock his crib and walk up in it with a ox and spliff lit, not a witness to call the pigs in, so he sits in his chair for months at a time as he rots within it. As it rocks, he stiffens and crickens in an awkward position, his neck knotted and twisted from getting rocked and stricken. As for the blood, lots is dripping, hitting the softened brickin'. You can't flow like that.
That is facts. I mean, it also does feel like a lot of filler for nothing words, but the kind of, like, torture scheme that he was going for with the cops. No cops get a witness, so you're stuck in an awful position with the kind of like the Eminem kind of thing. Obviously, it's a joke, but it feels like it's an Eminem kind of, that's an awfully hot coffee. But also, I do see what Cutface is going for.
I just had to pull you a fucking card like Remy LeBeau like that. Gambit, if anyone didn't catch that. And speaking of flows, I thought my music was bad. Holy shit. If you like cringy music, this is some golden shit. Every track he has to remind us to be patient with him and that he's in development, telling us it's gonna get better. Chris, the hell it is.
Now that's an interesting approach. kind of starting with the self-destruction, and I thought my music was terrible. Like, just compared to the cringe that apparently is AWR's music. Never listened to a single AWR song in my life, if I'm being realistic with you. But I do like the self-destruction kind of leading into the demeriting of the whole, guys, it's gonna get better, it's gonna change, it's gonna get better, I promise. I like the approach that Cutface took in the third. Pause again if necessary.
And who's this bitch you're crying about? I hope she broke your heart so much that you hate that bitch. I will rape that bitch. Grab my camcorder and fucking tape that bitch. Fucking gape that bitch. Grab a shank and fucking shank that bitch. But I'm a god, so my technique's immortal, brother. So get ready for a dance with the devil, because when her face is uncovered, it turns out it's your own mother.
I like what he was going for with the immortal technique dance with the devil song, where it's like, oh yeah, we found out the whole time we were targeting her mother. Like, I like what he was going for. That was a fire approach there from Cutface.
In your THC battle, you said, and I quote, Cutface, keep talking. I'll permanently put you in a chair. Stephen Hawking. That style's so easy to do, your pen exposed you for being a born chump. I can write like that and go full retard. Forrest Gump. You write music in battle, but you ain't good at either of them. So tonight, we're gonna see him lose his life after Flash. Peter Duncan. Try to tell this alcoholic I can't take the shots from your bars like the end of Bodega when you know I'm the type to get blackout on a Wednesday. Jenna Ortega.
I like, that's fire. Blackout on a Wednesday, like the full black attire Jenna Ortega, the actress of Wednesday. That was fire.
Glenn said this was gonna be a mirror match, but we aren't equal. I'm from Cascadia Battle Circuit. This is for smart people. Time.
The Salem Hush jump-in is funny as hell. Shout out to Salem Hush, CBC owner, Cascadia Battle Circuit. Honestly, without Salem, I wouldn't have started battle rapping or getting more of the opportunities I had. So, sidebar, but shout out to Salem Hush, all things considered. Solid third round from Cutface. I like the punch approach he took a lot more. I appreciate Cutface when he's more punch-heavy in his punch bag. I mean, the old school grind time approach is fun, all things considered, but it's not my personal cup of tea. Preferences to each their own. Bottom of the third on AWR.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
And I spent your little charity donation.
Now I see why we ain't do this in front of the kids. Final round.
Here we are. Ruin your day. Yeah, I've been here before. Not like I'm keeping score. I let you in. I got my foot in the door. And you small like the last Russian doll. Shit, if he stepped on a landmine, wouldn't have much left at all. And if I'm chilling at the bar trying to get away from it all, he starts talking shit smashed on White Claw, I'll be the reason you're drinking from a straw. Make him disappear at night. Kushtikar. You a shit talker? I'm a skinwalker. In your nightmares, you hiding in a locker. No Freddy Krueger, but I'm ready with the Ruger. So shut the fuck up, Ed Sheeran, before I make pieces of your head disappearing. Put this pussy to rest, no veterinarian. When I'm...
Okay, so the biggest problem I have with AWR in this battle is I feel like his material is a lot of nothing. But I will break that down at the end of this round.
done with you, you're gonna be so done with beef you turn vegetarian. Man, you're so dumb. When I drive by my car, guns go off. You're gonna think my electric car got a dope exhaust. His light flashes, all hope is lost. Good thing those are warning shots. I jump out, put my hands up like I'm about to floss. KO, knock him out. Pick his teeth up, chalk him out. You live too loose, you don't know how to lock it down. Boys in the hood give you routine shakedown. Me, I can sense a bad vibe across town. Awkward, weird, relatable. But one thing we don't have in common, most of your battles, most of my battles, aren't debatable. You don't have many. How the fuck do you lose to someone who should be singing Black Betty? What? Man, you're so retarded, you could be Ed, Ed, and Eddie. And remember...
I mean, that was an okay punch there. Because Ed, and Eddie were done with the Jawbreaker schemes and all that shit. That was a good punch.
My trigger finger ready, shot steady. Your trigger rusted from your finger being sweaty. I hit him, his whole body quake. He on the ground, doing the Harlem Shake. I left him there looking like the TikToks for the new Grimace Shake. That's time.
All right, come on.
Okay, so, in my opinion, it is a gentleman's 30 Cutface. Cutface was just the veteran. Cutface had the much better approach, the better material, punches, flow pockets, material to discuss. Cutface was just leading in every category in this battle, in my personal opinion. Again, no slight to AWR. I do think AWR has mad potential, but I do feel like a lot of the rhyming that he did in this battle specifically just felt like a lot of build up to nothing, build up to nothing, build up to nothing, build up to nothing. He wasn't really trying to punch. He wasn't scheming. His setups were all kind of falling apart. So in my opinion, gentleman's 30 Cutface. Shout out to y'all for tuning in to episode 2 of A-Game Reviews. The next battle that we're going to break down on the A-Game Reviews channel is actually from an event that I was on live from the north, Capital Punishment, Trop Top Teddy versus Strat, which was a very interesting battle to see in building. I haven't watched it since, so it might be good to give a little recap, little behind the scenes, all that fun stuff. That being said, if you're interested in the journey, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter are all linked in my channel bios, and you can recommend me battles to break down there. And the name's A-Game, and if you don't know, battle!